Stevenson doesn't make weight for the fight this weekend against Robinson Conceição. He is stripped of his titles. He's announced he's moving up in weight. I always thought Shakur was lean and big for the weight classes that he was fighting at, and once he filled out, he certainly was going to fill into a lightweight. I was hoping to see him try to unify the titles at 130 pounds. It's something I would personally like to see him do before moving up, but sometimes the body doesn't cooperate, guys. It's part of nature, especially especially us guys, man. Guys, I think we're still developing and filling out up until we're about 25 years old. After that, I think we're just putting on extra pounds. And I think when you see guys moving up after 30 years old, like I did, it's just because your body's just metabolism is slowing down, and you just can't do it. But I don't think Shakur is in that situation where he has that problem. I think his body's still filling out into a full-fledged man, and it's making him. It has made it very difficult for him to make 130 pounds. For all the things that I hear about Shakur Stevenson, he's one of the hardest workers and most dedicated fighters in the sport. So I don't think this has anything to do at all with not being dedicated to the sport or having a lack of discipline. Because I think if a kid like this had a lack of discipline, he wouldn't have had the success he's had thus far, and I think will have in the future. It's still an opportunity for Conceição to win the titles if he's able to win the fight. The sanctioning bodies, naturally, they're going to still sanction Conceição to be able to win the fight and still make it a title fight if he's able to win the fight, because they're going to want to collect their sanctioning fees. So in order to collect the sanctioning fees from Conceição has to still have an option to win the title. So they'll obviously let him do that. And if he can win the fight, he'll win the titles. But if he doesn't, I had said earlier that I think Conceição, it was a shame because Conceição probably got robbed in the Valdez fight, and he was probably going to lose the Shakur Stevenson fight. And that's a shame for an ex-Olympic gold medalist to only have these two opportunities to win these titles, because Shakur is one of the most difficult title fights you'll get, and you probably won't win it if you fight him. And of course, being robbed in the Valdez fight, I just thought it would have been a shame that this guy might have had to retire without having won a proper world title. But I tell you what, with Shakur moving up right now, a little sooner than we might have anticipated, I think it gives Conceição a chance to maybe pick up one of these vacant titles. If he's able to look good in winning, I don't think he can beat Shakur, I'll be honest with you, but I think if he's able to look good, put up a good performance, even in a losing effort, maybe Conceição can remain in the top contender status in the rankings and be set up to fight for one of these vacant world titles that Shakur now will be vacating in order to move up in weight. So he may be able to possibly get himself another title shot and get that world championship that has eluded him thus far. Listen, I don't want to put the cart before the horse. Maybe if something crazy happens and he beats Shakur Stevenson tonight, but I don't see it happening. But nonetheless, it's probably still a positive for him, because with a decent performance, he can probably get himself another title shot for one of those vacant titles, and that would be good for him and probably more deserved. For Shakur Stevenson, listen, we're going to see how he looks tonight. Obviously not weight drained too much because he didn't actually make the weight. We'll see how he looks tonight, and we'll see how it shapes up as he moves up into the lightweight division. I've told you guys, what my thoughts are on the lightweight division with Shakur, Devin, Haney, and Lomachenko. I think that the top-ranked promotions, I think they're going to want to put Devin Haney in with Lomachenko after he beats Kambosos the second time. Not to overlook Kambosos, but he didn't leave me much to believe in him with what he did in the first fight. So I thought it was a tough fight going in for the first fight for Haney, but the way Kambosos performed in that fight, he didn't leave me much to bank on in order to think that he's going to beat Haney in the rematch. So I can't see that happening. I can't see Kambosos winning that fight, but they look at top rank, I assume. And that's why they made a 3-fight deal. And I think the third fight was going to be the Lomachenko fight. I think that was always going to be the deal, because I think they probably don't trust Haney staying after his 3-fight deal ends. So they want to keep the belts within the stable. And by getting the Lomachenko fight, I think they felt that he would beat Haney, as I do as well. But of course, I also thought there was a wild card going on over there where Haney may say after he beats Kambosos that he cannot make 135 and he may move to 140. So that could also be a situation where he could do that, and then the third fight on the top rank deal would have to be a 140-pounder, and all those titles would be vacated. Now here's another wild card. Now with Shakur Stevenson moving up, maybe Top Rank wants to make the Haney and Shakur Stevenson fight instead. It's pretty interesting. Again, Haney's a good fighter, but can you guys see Shakur losing to Haney, or do you guys see Haney beating Shakur Stevenson? It just adds another topic of conversation to the debate in the weight class, and it's something to talk about. I think we'll have better discussions about it more so in the next month. once Shakur fights tonight, and also once Haney has defended his title against Kambosos, if he comes out on top. And of course, the way Lomachenko also looks in his comeback on October 29th, that will be a topic of conversation in this whole situation here for the undisputed lightweight titles. So a lot of moving around and shifting in the lightweight division this weekend, just on the fact that Shakur Stevenson has not made weight. We'll see how he looks in the fight against Conceição. I'm Paulie Malignaggi. This is Paulie TV. Like, comment, subscribe, and let me know your thoughts on the lightweight division and your thoughts on Shakur Stevenson not making weight for the fight against Conceição. Talk to you later.